day 4th of March, 10:41. I'm about maybe 20 minutes into my hike. I'm doing a climb, although it looks kind of nice ahead of me here, as you might be able to see here. So the 8K, and that way where I came, that's north. This is a state trail, the old trail. Route 50 is where Ia dropped me off at Ashby Gap. Rod Hollow shelter I went by yesterday. Bears Den Hostel we stayed 2 nights ago. And Harpers Ferry is where I started, 35 miles back. There's a blaze back there, that's the way I came. Here's a blaze right here with no turn indicator. That looks like it's got to be where the trail goes. I've already been through there. I'm going back because I'm convinced the trail's got to be up there, and I think it's going to turn to my left a little bit. There's no turn indicator here, and I've got blazes, so at least I'm on the trail here. It hadn't been too bad today, but I've had, a number of these smaller blowdowns with just branches and all that. But let me press on. Okay, there's a blaze back there, and then there's a bunch of rocks here and blowdowns. I can't see a blaze on the other side, but if in doubt, follow the rocks. So this is going to be another rock hopscotch. I don't like these ones because they got moss on them, but all right, this is the trail I came from. That's where I'm going. It's 1350. I'm about 6.3 into my 11.6 hike today, I guess. I told you earlier, I think in one of my earlier videos, I was going to go ahead and stop at Whisky Hollow because it's a really nice shelter, but it was 0.3 off the trail. And quite honestly, I didn't want to pay the extra 0.6 of a mile, so I kept going. So I got my little butt pad here. I'm going to have lunch on the side of the trail. That's very nice to sit down on, and I peek inside my pack. And this is what my lovely wife gave me for today. See if I can unwrap it. This baby is half of her dinner last night, which is a Reuben sandwich. We went to a local brewery and had this, and she wanted to give it to me for my lunch, so I'm going to eat it here and think of her. Okay, this is a little Trail 101 that probably most people know, but the AT is marked in these 2x6-inch white blazes. So these are the things that you look for as you're navigating the trail. There's another one back there that you can see in the distance. So they're all over the place, and most of the time it's pretty well blazed. Most of the time, but there have been some times where you're kind of looking for that blaze and you're not quite sure if you're on the trail. This trail is very distinct. I mean, you can't miss it now, particularly when the snow's off it. But some of the ones, particularly when they have the blowdowns all over them, can be a little dicey. Now, the other thing the trail maintainers do is they use a double blaze here, and you'll note that that top blaze is set off to the left. Might be kind of hard to see, but it's set off to the left. So what that indicates is the trail is going to make a turn to the left or in the direction of the top blaze. And so that's just something when you see that, particularly when you're climbing and going on a switchback and all that, you'll see. This is not the AT, but this might be some maintenance road or something to that end. So we continue on down here, and I'm on this maintenance road for a moment, and then I see another double blaze. And so I know that top blaze is set off on the right, so that means I have a right turn. So what I'll do is I'll look over here, and sure enough, there's the trail. And usually when the trail comes off something else, there's a blaze right after it. And you can see that white blaze is just a little bit in, just to show you that you're on the right track after you make a turn on the AT. So that's basically it. It's pretty simple, and most people know that. But the other things that you see out here are blue blazes. So it would be instead of two, it would be a single blaze, the same thing painted on a tree. but it'll be blue. And that'll be used for a number of things. That might be a water source, a trail to a water source. It might be a trail to a view, you know, there's some big communications tower pretty close to where I'm at right now, and that'll be on a blue blaze. And some other things, you know, usually like views, like the other day we were on Raven's Rocks, even though the trail went right by them. If they were like in the Shenandoah, there's some views that might be blue blaze, and they might be a couple tenths of a mile off the trail. So that's a little Trail 101. The trail. So if you're on the trail and you're not quite sure you're going in the right direction, and it doesn't have the indicator rocks, roots, and all that, and you're stumbling and bumbling through, you know, some blowdowns or something to that end, what we found pretty good is to look behind you. And if you look behind you and see a blaze, and there's a single white blaze down there, that's pretty clear. Actually, that's a we just came off that maintenance road that I showed you. All right, here's a blue blaze, what I told you about earlier. This is another thing that the Potomac ATC did, is then once in a while to put up a sign like this, which is kind of nice, because I want to make sure you're heading in the right direction. I'm going south, so I'm heading that way. Northbounders would go that way, where I came from. And they'll always put a blaze pretty quick after to let you know you're going in the right direction. But every once in a while somebody comes out off a side trail or a shelter or something like that, and if there's not a sign like this, they may make a wrong turn. I've done that once before, and you find out after a while, and then you recover. Okay, this is a sign from Manassas Gap Shelter. So this pretty old shelter. It's been here for a long time. Maintained by the Potomac ATC. They take care of this. It's a pretty cool looking shelter. It's got a picnic table. It's got a fire pit here. It's got room for a bunch of people in here. Over in that box is a hiker log that people can go ahead and annotate what's going on with them. Shelters always normally will have a privy, which is an outdoor toilet, which can be pretty nice or pretty Spartan, but easier than going out in the woods. Usually don't expect toilet paper and all that sort, but every once in a while you found one that'll have hand sanitizer and maybe even toilet paper inside. Right down here is a water point, which is very close to the shelter. No big pain detour going to find water. There it is. It's a pipe spring. It really pumps out the water. You can stick your bag right underneath it. No need to scoop. Fill it right up and then go ahead and filter your water. So it's a good spot. I just finished up my day. This parking lot is called Tucker's Lane. It is the point where the AT crosses or goes underneath I-66. This is the first place that me and Ian ever set foot on the Appalachian Trail. AT crossed that bridge right there and did the climb up